In today's video, I'll be transforming GTA San Andreas from this into something like this. I've installed a bunch of mods that change quite everything from visuals to gameplay, and the final result is absolutely unbelievable. But don't just skip to the end, because every step completely changes the game in a crazy way. To start things off, I needed to install the essential mods. These mods don't really add anything new to the game, but they're super important because they fix a ton of bugs and problems that San Andreas has. One of the biggest is that infamous ultra-wide screen issue. So we all know GTA San Andreas has super basic and kinda repetitive physics, especially when it comes to ragdolls. So I went ahead and installed a proper RagDoll Physics mod, and now the gameplay feels way more fun and realistic. Running someone over actually feels like you're running someone over. They even react really cool when they get hit by bullets now, which makes the whole game feel so much more alive and fun to play. NPCs in-game are very unrealistic, as all they do is walk around doing nothing. So to fix that, I installed a mod called Real Peds Overhaul, which make NPCs way more reactive than before. Now they can be seen eating, drinking, carrying shopping bags, and you will also see some people calling for taxis and getting ride in them. Some NPCs can be seen calling someone, and I even spotted a random guy just playing a guitar in the middle of nowhere. It's such a small mod, but it makes the world feel so much more alive compared to the original. The guns in GTA San Andreas honestly feel and look kinda off. So I installed next-gen remastered Gunpack. This mod brings in ultra-realistic weapons that looks HD and modern, but still keep that classic San Andreas vibe so you don't lose the nostalgia. Since the original game has zero recoil, I also added a recoil mod, which makes shooting feel way more realistic and a little harder too. But that wasn't enough. In the base game, bullets don't even leave impact damage. So I installed a mod that makes bullets actually leave holes wherever they hit, whether it's walls, cars, or objects. And to finish off the gunplay overhaul, I added the Combat FX mod. This one makes everything more intense. The muzzle flashes, smoke, and explosions are way more violent and cinematic. Gunfights now feel completely different, almost like you're playing a modern shooter inside San Andreas. In San Andreas, one thing that always bothered me is how limited drive-bys are. You can only shoot left and right out, and that's it. No aiming behind you, no shooting forward, nothing. It really makes gunfights from vehicles feel kinda clunky. To fix that, I installed a drive-by mod that lets you shoot in all directions, including forward and even behind you. Now it actually feels like you're in control during car chases, instead of being stuck with that old restricted system. The streets in San Andreas can feel really empty most of the time, like there's just not much going on. To fix that, I installed a mod called Project Props. This adds a huge variety of detailed props and objects all around the map. You'll notice things like garbage piles, wrecked cars, benches, and other small touches scattered around. They might seem like tiny details, but together they really transform Los Santos into a more believable place, instead of just big empty streets. Now let's talk about textures. GTA San Andreas is a 2004 game, so of course the textures look pretty outdated and flat. But don't worry, we're gonna fix that with a mod called RoSA Project Evolve. This completely overhauls the game's textures and literally everything looks sharper and more detailed. Just check out this before and after comparison. After that, I installed Jefferson and Idlewood Retextured, which adds clean and much more detailed textures to both the neighborhoods. Now coming to vehicles, we all know Rockstar couldn't license real-life car brands, but that's the beauty of mods, because we can. So I installed the 90s Atmosphere car pack, which replaces the default cars with realistic models inspired by real-life 90s vehicles. And trust me, they look insane. Even the interiors are super detailed and actually feel like you're sitting in a real car. On top of that, I installed a couple more mods to take things even further. One of them adds interactive car parts. Now you can actually see the engine vibrating while it's running, and you can also see the steering wheel moving realistically. The second mod adds working car lights, so now brake lights, turn indicators, and reverse lights all function exactly like they should. Then, I added realistic car sounds. Now every car actually sounds different, and way more like their real-life counterparts. Hear them out. CJ's original model looks super outdated now, and honestly feels a bit off. So I fixed that by installing a remastered CJ mod, which basically upgrades him to a full 4K model. He finally looks sharp and detailed, just like the world we're building around him. Next up is vegetation, because let's be honest, the old trees and plants in San Andreas look like cardboard cutouts. So I added the Insanity Vegetation Pack, which completely transforms the greenery. Now the trees, grass and bushes look high quality and realistic, making the entire map feel alive and fresh. And finally, it's time for the graphics mod. I downloaded what I think is the best visual overhaul for San Andreas, which is DirectX 3.0, and honestly, it's absolutely insane. The lighting looks unreal, the shadows are crisp, and the whole vibe of the game feels completely modern. It literally transforms San Andreas from looking like a 20-year-old game into something that honestly beats Rockstar's own definitive edition. No joke, after installing this mod, I spent hours just driving around the city, completely blown away at how good everything looked. Let me talk to you about clouds for a second. I know it sounds boring, but trust me, this mod is insane. It's called CloudWorks, and it adds fully volumetric clouds to San Andreas. And honestly, when you're flying above them, the game almost looks like Microsoft Flight Simulator. And last but not least, I installed the HD Roads mod. And as you can tell, the game looks twice as good just from updating the road textures. So yeah, that's all the mods I packed into San Andreas. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the gameplay.